Hey guys, I know it's been a super long time. Please do not kill me, but I am back with another dating in Europe, okay? This episode, I'm gonna tell you how the same friend who called me zen and super like chill and centered also called me daft because apparently I don't know when European men are flirting with me. I'll tell you about it. Okay, so I'll tell you about the first instance of why my friend calls me daft. We were in Stockholm. She and I decided that we were gonna go to like one of the hottest clubs in Stockholm called F12. Everybody was recommending that go to F12, go to F12. I believe it was a Thursday or a Wednesday night, I can't remember right now. So we go, we walk ourselves down to the bus stop, you know, because public transportation is big in Europe, a lot of different European countries, and as it is in New York or wherever. So we go, we walk ourselves down to the bus stop, we get there. It's me and my friend, two of the hottest, like, we call them Norse gods right now. Like, two of the hottest, tall, 6-foot blonde guys were there. We go back and forth, we're talking, we're giggling, we're laughing. We did not tell them that I was from Miami. We said we were from London by way of, you know, we didn't quite mention. Then they start talking about, oh, how they're gonna go to this club called Wall or whatever, and that, you know, F12 is gonna be super crowded and things like that. And that after they go to Wall, they're gonna go watch the basketball game. And so I'm like, what basketball game? And they're like, oh, the championship, the Heat. And I was like, are you serious? I'm from Miami. You guys are gonna go watch the Heat championship. And so, you know, this was in the first week of June, so it all made sense. And they were like, yeah. And so the conversation got even bigger, and they were like even more into the situation and everything like that. And we said, okay, normally in the States, you know, when, you know, things are going really well, I said, all right, let's go to F12, and then we'll meet up at Wall with them later if, you know, if our original plan didn't go as planned. So our bus comes, we jump on the bus, we start heading down the place, and then we're like, my friend's like, why are we on this bus? We should have went with them. And I'm like, I don't know. I just said, okay, I figured we would run into them later on. We would probably, if we got to F12 and it wasn't popping or anything like that, we would just ask someone, hey, where's Wall? And end up going, you know, meeting up with them later. Oh, my phone's going off. But she was like, no, let's jump off the bus. Let's go hang out with them. Like, what's better than to be toured around the city by locals than to go by, you know, it's much better than going by ourselves. So I was like, okay. So we jump off the bus like random crazy chicks, run across this huge bridge, you know, at like, it's probably 1 o'clock in the morning at this time, but the sun's still out because Stockholm, the sun doesn't really set, the sun doesn't really set like that. And so it just turned out to be a huge big thing. And long story short, we didn't end up meeting back with them. We did end up going to F12, but nobody knew where Wall was. Come to find out, Wall is a super exclusive club inside of another club. And my friend was like, those guys were totally hitting on us. Like, why didn't we, you know, pay attention to that? And I said, to me, they were just being nice. They were just being friendly. And she's like, no, this is Europe. People are not that friendly. So this was like the first iteration of her telling me, when you are friendly to people and people are responding to you that friendly, especially guys or whatever, they're not just being nice. That's being nice. That's an American kind of thing. The way they're acting, that's flirting. And she's like, oh my God, Kellyanne, I didn't know that you were so daft. And I was like, me? Daft? Oh, okay, I am never called daft. But then I really thought about it. I said, do you know how many times I've just been laughing and kikiing and carrying on with like whoever and bartenders and just thinking, oh, they're being friendly, and dealing with them on an American level of friendliness. And she's pointed out, no, they're not that friendly here. If they're that friendly, then they're flirting with you and they're interested in you. And so I was like, oh my God, like this whole time I've been like just being friendly, nice, American level, and totally oblivious to the fact that these people could have really been like trying to talk to me or whatever. So I was like, oh my God, I'm daft. I'm carrying on in Europe as if I was in New York or somewhere where people are like working for their tips, and half the time they're being friendly to you, they're just really working hard for their tips and just being nice because that's how we generally are. Anyway, like that. So that was my experience in Stockholm. There's another time where we were at a bar here, and I'm laughing and kikiing with the bartender, and this other girl walks up, 6-foot blonde, and the guy totally ignores her. And then finally, when we're done with our conversation and kikiing and laughing, he then turns to her, and his face just drops. He's like, may I help you? And I was like, oh, I thought you were just being friendly, but clearly you were flirting, because the way you dealt with this model over here what everybody says is like, oh, the most gorgeous type of person is like just totally different than how you know, how you just dealt with me. And my friend was like, yeah, he was flirting with you. Pay attention, girl, daft girl. You know what I mean? So I really had myself handed to me by my friend, but I appreciated the honesty because I really need people to point out when I'm being oblivious to the cultural differences in terms of like mating rituals, if you will. But anyway, that's my story of how my friend called me daft and how I really had to just accept that and learn from it as opposed to being offended, which I wasn't. But it was really just kind of a rude awakening because a girl like me, like, no one ever calls me daft. But it was funny, it was truthful, it was honest, so I appreciated my friend for telling me, and that's why I'm telling you guys. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and please share it, and I will continue to do my dating in Europe episode, saga, drama, whatever you guys want to call it. Leave me questions below or at my Ask FM. Let me know what you want me to talk about, and I'll continue just telling you like awakenings that I've had here in Europe, dating and going around and talking to guys and just in the dating scene. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I appreciate it. Bye, people.